Okay, hello everybody. This should fix the audio. Still working on the video. Video is looking smoother as well. Let's see if we can. No, the correct anti-flicker is on, so I'm guessing it's the light then that's causing the flicker. Okay, so what we were saying. In our feature match, we have Anouk with a red-green energy playing against Jelle, master of leaderboards, crusher of souls. He's currently in the lead here in Ghent. He's in the lead in the new Worlds End comic list, so he is quite a force to be reckoned with. He's really taking this entire tournament series to heart, which is great to see because he's a big voice in the community as well, and even though he keeps playing the same deck,
it's just a stupidly good deck.
Yeah, he's testing a lot of stuff. Okay. So
any predictions for this matchup?
Well, it's red-green energy, and red-green energy does what red-green energy does, and that is crush everybody who stumbles.
Yeah.
So Jelle is still playing a 3-color mid-range deck.
Except it's filled to the brim with card draw and card selection.
Yeah, that's true.
So the odds of stumbling are significantly, lower than your average control deck.
I would agree. I still think that if we were to see Jelle lose, that's gonna be the way it happens.
Yeah, just Red Good Energy having a very strong start and
yes,
not being able to stop it in time.
Okay, and we're off to the races. Jelle is on the play apparently, which is already a big boon.
And he already has 2 out of his 3 colors. And also a very happy start for Red Green Energy, getting energy and getting the land. Particularly good if he has the Long Toss Cup in hand.
Yeah, we already talked about that last match as well. So Jelle looks to be a bit flooded, perhaps even. So as long as he has enough of a speed bump to draw out of this, he should be okay. But if
as a control deck, you're generally happy with a land-heavy deck, provided that you have some card draw. But he also has an excellent removal spell, which will
Tusk.
Yeah,
is not that good against
Red Green Energy. That can
is
easily
it
get
power?
Bigger creatures. Yeah, it's based on power.
I thought it was converted mana cost. Okay. In that case, then it is good.
And he always has a treasure in play.
What's the pirate?
It's a 3 mana 1/4 that gives you a treasure.
I know, but that doesn't help me. Let's just pretend we know what it is now and go to the stream leopard.
So this could be a.
So Anouk not getting the turn 2 drop is
significantly, buying Jelle more time. And more treasures.
Jelle, hoe noemt die piraat? Sailor of Means. Sailor of Means, yeah.
Met een O.
Sailor?
Yeah.
Sailor.
Also teaching Niels some spelling.
That's a mean sailor.
Okay.
So this is an update from Jelle, a very significant speed bump and speed boost in one creature actually, so that's really interesting.
It's just a very good card for what his deck wants to do.
Jelle confusing the leopard with a thriving rhino. I don't see the likeliness between a rhino and a leopard. I think.
Well, they're both green.
What? So Jelle currently sitting on a counter spell, it seems. And what's the gold card? Fatal Push and a Dusk to Dawn. So his hand is pretty solid. Is that a Scarab God?
It could be.
So we have to be a bit more quiet then.
But yeah. Do we have to call the judge now to give you match toss for outside assistance? Or?
No. Yeah, I'm currently setting up a better streaming setup in my new house, where the booth and the location will be two separate rooms, 2 floors apart.
And then we'll have Gentry events at your place.
The plan now is to have the invitational at my place, which
Cool.
should be okay. And maybe we can have a more isolated idea here. Ooh, that's
That's gonna be huge against the control deck.
Yep.
Whistling Hydra.
That's the wrong Hydra. So we have push to eat away some energy. I think she has 4 left, or is that 2? Looks like 4
It's a
to
4,
me.
yeah.
So if he was planning on playing the Dusk now, why would he fatal push?
He just fatal pushed away the Aetherstream Leopard,
Ah, okay. Ah, yeah, that does make sense.
and I think he probably wants to
Yeah.
lure Anouk into building up her board.
That's the life gain eternal guy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Soul Scourge Eternal? Something with Eternal.
my boom is on the wrong side. No, it's not an eternal.
Let me just quickly go check what the card is called.
Yep. So it's the 2/3 that Sun Scorched. There we go. So Sun Scorched champion.
Yep.
So Jelle double blocking here, hoping to rid the table so that he does not need to play the Dusk Dawn in his hand.
So, if you're in Anouk's position here, would you want to keep the Sun Scorched champion alive? Because Jelle is, has the mana to eternalize it already.
Yeah, I think she already ordered the blockers, and she wants to go, pump spell anyway.
And just kill it all.
Yeah, and back up to 3 energy. So she used energy to pump and got some of that energy back. Chat has a good point that Jelle could have fatal pushed the Hydra in response to the energy trigger.
I think he didn't want to. Either he wanted to lure Anouk into committing more to the board, or he thought that he could, have a successful block there and still have a fatal push in hand.
Yeah, but no, he played the fatal push.
Oh, he did? I missed that.
No, he played the fatal push on the leopard.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So we have a what's it called? Some sort of artist, spontaneous artist. And there we have.
That's probably game.
There we go. That's the one people can read.
Yeah, it's very much the pièce de résistance of Jelle's deck.
Of every deck playing these 2 colors at this point.
Fair enough.
It's it's so funny that when the 3 gods were printed, a lot of people saw this one as the worst of the 3. That was even reflected in its price. Everybody was like, "Well, the Scorpion God is removal and card draw, and the Locust God, it's a one-man army." And
It's
because I got a foil one in a draft, and people were like, "Oh, too bad it isn't one of the other ones." I'm like,
but this one actually gets the other gods out of graveyards in
Yeah.
response.
True. It reminds me a bit of Jace with the flip walkers in Magic Origins. I
Yeah.
got Jace as a pre-release promo foil,
Of
and
course you
people
did, yeah.
were also going like, "Oh, too bad you didn't get
Too
one of
bad,
the
yeah.
good ones."
Because,
like,
you know, when has Jace have been worth anything?
yeah. You'd guess that people know. Okay, so we have a ton of back and forth here. We have a thriving Rhino boosting up Anouk's energy reservoir and a harnessed lightning trying to take out the gods. Well,
Only
for a while.
temporarily, yeah.
That's so funny for a control deck. Like, do you even want to fight this?
And that's a bursting Hydra for yellow.
It's a zombie Hydra. And he's zombifying something else, or
Oh yeah, because he has the treasures. Yeah, more treasures for him.
yeah. For some reason, I thought it was a sorcery speed ability.
No, but it's
That makes it. Now I get why it's
slightly
good.
better, yeah.
So he has the god back in his hand now.
No, he doesn't, because it happened in the end step.
Ah, like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he only got it back at the end of his turn.
So good play from Anouk to deny him this.
Yeah.
I know it was in his end step. Yeah, then it's irrelevant.
No, it wasn't her end step. Last turn.
No. Well,
Yeah, no.
Jelle's mana is still tapped, so it was in his end step. So that's
Yeah.
not really relevant. We have a Ronas here, who is getting a hasty boost from the spontaneous artist. So this is turning into a haymaker fight, where Anouk looks like she's trying to rush through. Of course, Jelle has the bunch of tokens. Now,
I just think that this is a race that will be, quite difficult for the red green energy deck to win.
yeah, I also think that
Then
Anouk
again-
might have overlooked the fact that the Scarab tokens are 4/4s and not the original
Yeah.
power and toughness.
The god gets cast out.
Yeah, the gods have the same impact as the Born of the Gods.
And
Gods also had, where we need exile effects to control
Yeah.
them, especially the new ones that just return to your hand. That's so annoying to deal with.
and there we have the Scarab god back.
And then compulsory rested the spontaneous artist. So yeah, looking really good for Jelle at this point.
I'm not sure I completely agree with that choice.
Which choice?
To exile the god and then compulsory rest the creature that can give haste, because she can still use the ability and give other creatures haste.
Sure. But Ronas also has an ability that
Yeah.
Anouk is running out of gas. At some point, Rona's ability is the only thing she has left.
Fair.
Now, if it were Ixalan's binding, then I would have switched it around, probably. So Jelle in solid control, still has hostage taker in his hand as well. And I think it's the unlasting stamina, undead stamina card.
Yeah, I know which one you
Everlasting
mean.
stamina something.
The one that you just keep giving.
Supernatural. So at this point, we're going through the motions. Jelle's deck pretty much has established control. He has the mana.
Yeah. I'm not sure what Anouk could still draw to get her out of this.
It's also not like she has a solution to the Scarab Gold, because I think at this point we only have uncommon solutions in white and rare solutions in black. That's pretty much all we have.
The best she can hope for is to burn it away for, 1 turn.
For 1 turn, yeah. And Jelle, even if he could counter, probably wouldn't even care. He's like, okay, sure, I'll wait another 2 turns to win.
He's already in such a commanding position. Because even without the god, it's now 2 4/4s facing a voltaic brawler.
Yeah. So
Blossoming defense.
So Anouk is trying to fight back,
But I really doubt that Jelle cares. Because he's just gaining card advantage. And there's more.
yeah. So at what point do you scoop? Because this is gonna take another 3 turns.
Thing is, I think we've all had games that seemed hopeless that somehow you still managed to come back from. So I would just advise to never scoop, unless you're actually dead.
No, it's also going faster than I thought here. Oh, he's playing Aerial Responder as well?
Yeah. I often wonder how he manages to cram so much in one deck.
He must be cheating.
Probably.
Maybe he's playing singleton on commons to make it fair.
So what do you think that we can expect after the sideboard from these decks?
Well, pretty much the same actually.
Because
Anouk has to get the explosive start and count on the Jelle not being able to react to it. If she gets a handful of blossoming defenses, she can play a mid-range game where she plays 1 turn off curve in order to protect her creatures. But Jelle can just use that
to build up his own game,
to build up for himself. Yeah.
I think that the biggest danger for Anouk would be to sideboard too much and to try to become more of a control deck.
Yeah,
in which
and
case you
lose
would definitely
pressure.
win this matchup,
Yeah, okay. So game 1 goes
think
to
she definitely-
Jelle.
Yeah, so I think that we want to see the aggressive approach out of Anouk. So let's see.
Well, we already have a fan in the chat here. Let's have a look at how many people we currently have. 7 viewers. Oh yeah. Okay. So Anouk staring at her sideboard, despondent.
Yeah.
Jelle in the meantime has his plan ready.
I mean,
standard
you have
aggro
to expect
matchup.
red-green energy.
Yeah, but and I'm pretty sure that the sideboard plan versus red-green energy and black-red vehicles and even mono-white monument is almost the same.
Yeah.
Although I think no, with the cast outs it's the same. He probably
I think you just want to bring in a few essence scratches, if he has them on side, to try to keep Anouk off the curve.
yeah he's on the draw now, so
Which could actually be a big advantage for the green-red energy player.
yes, that means that she gets to play a 2-drop before Jelle has counter mana. But in order to do that, she has to play it naked and not have protection up. So you have to gamble that whether Jelle has counter, magic, or removal, because your game plan is completely different based on your assessment of what's in his hand.
I look forward in 3 years' time when we'll be streaming here, and we can actually say Happy New Year when they put the score to 2020.
Sigh. Okay, our players are ready for game 2. Let's hope we get to see a bit more explosiveness out of Anouk's deck. That's more implosiveness here. So we're mulling to 6. Jelle is looking to keep. Again, I spotted his hostage taker in his hand, and I think he has a 3 land, so pretty close to the perfect hand for Jelle here.
So let's hope for a good 6 card hand for Anouk. Preferably with a couple of 2-drops and some decent protection.
Yep, I think that's her best plan here. Two drops protection and executing that plan before Jelle can get steamrolling.
I think the ideal line would just be a tune into a long toss cup.
Yeah, but Jelle is holding Fatal Push, so you lose.
Yeah.
You lose to that. So you'd need double cup, a tune to get through this line. Check on turn 2 if he has. Yeah. And the blossom.
Yeah.
So you can check turn 2 for removal and have turn 3 protection up for your other 2-drop. But even that is a wonky plan, because if he has the counter mana at that point. Why is there a phone on the table?
I think Jelle just got a message and was showing his opponent that it was no strategic advice.
Or nudity.
Would you show your opponent if it was nudity?
Jelle doet dat gewoon niet. Gewoon je telefoon bovenaan. Je weet ook dat dat niet mag in een match. Dus. Okay, so a mild reprimand for whipping out the phone. GG, Anouk wins outside assistance. Yeah, exactly. So that's the kind of remarks we want to avoid.
Luckily, this is regular. Ariel.
So Anouk went to 5 and kept a no land hand.
Shall we just go home?
Yeah, let's put the text back on. There we go. We're about ready for round 3 now. But no, let's see how this builds up. It's even the wrong color land. Well, lands are colorless, but you know what I mean.
And this is a turn
and this
3
is an accelerated
into a 4 place.
Yeah. Ooh, double red. And she has the Ether Chaser, so she can actually play something. She's got so much energy.
This is she can't even really attack with it because it just gets blocked by the 1/4.
Yeah. But you get a token out of it. And you get to bluff the pump spell. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't think that Jelle would really care.
Yeah, no. I think you always want to trade your horn turtle for a pump spell.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought about it like that. This is a horn turtle with a crazy upside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really good card.
It's kind of funny how the evolution of tokens went from 1/1 spawns to 0/1 spawns to non spawns.
Then again, at this point she's only 1 land behind Jelle, but the card advantage is so huge.
She's 2 lands behind Jelle, and Jelle has
Oh.
the treasure.
Sorry. I thought the land she fetched blue 2 was on the battlefield.
No, she drew
Yeah,
forest,
yeah.
played it. Yeah.
And then it tuned. No, he's also taking
Exiling his
his own
own cloud blazing.
I wonder what's gonna happen next.
Anouk has harnessed lightning in hand. Ah, yeah, but exiling your own creature completely safeguards you from that. So Anouk trying to turn this into a real game while Jelle is just riding his card advantage train.
Yeah. I think I would want to see Jelle get a bit aggressive to just really deny Anouk any chance of.
But he's being as
I'm pretty
aggressive
much
as he
pressure.
can. It's just that he doesn't have that much aggression in his deck. He has the stamina in his hand again, so I would like to see him attack with the sailors here. Well, yeah,
Yeah, or the Cloud Blazer. I mean,
yeah, he's
it
just
flies, it's just 2 free damage.
he's milking camera time.
Typical.
So, sending a telegram that she's holding pump spells.
Or that she just doesn't care anymore.
Jelle advising her it's not a good idea to make 1/1s. Excuse me. Oh, for some
I
reason
didn't
the
know that
desktop.
we could make tokens judges.
Jelle's deck does look infinitely fun to play though.
Yeah, it also looks like it would take quite a significant amount of time to get to play it properly.
Well, there are those that are talented.
Yeah, do you know anyone like that?
Jelle. Oh, and here comes the unexpected blossoming. Ooh, double blossoming defense. But Jelle is still holding that fatal push from his opening hand. So, gets to go brutal here.
Yeah.
And he has the treasure to make this a converted 4, and he has the staminas to make this just nasty. Yep. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of putting the 2 blossoming defenses on the stack in one go.
No, I agree.
A harnessed lightning.
That's probably the next level that Jelle didn't plan for.
He still has one treasure, so
Yeah, and he has push and another stamina in his hand.
but he opts not to use it. There we go.
Yeah, I was thinking which one he wants to save, and it's a lot more interesting to cycle the hostage taker.
Yeah.
Because of the first strike damage, it actually takes out the attacker. That's ow. So Jelle even gets to keep his lonely sailor. Wow. Yeah, that's a very nice line of play there. Playing a spontaneous artist for himself. Spontaneous.
But I do not dislike Anouk's line of play there.
No, she had to try something.
If it had succeeded, if he had one removal spell or one protection spell less, then she would actually have been in a okay position. But now Jelle is just flooding the board with more value.
What's the champion again?
Sunscorch champion? Huh?
Scourge. I typed Sunscourged. Gatherer really needs to be more intelligent.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Ronas entering the fray. Not the Tonas. Oh my god, I'm so bad. So, this is a surprisingly long game for...
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's basically a small miracle has to happen for Jelle to lose this game. But it just takes his deck a very long time to actually finish it. We have a judge call at the feature match.
Het is heel wat geblokt geweest. Dus alle twee beesten dan ergens in combat. Dus een beest een spel komen. En ik dat beest ermee geëxiled. Gewoon heb ik dat wel geplaatst.
ja.
Haar beurt heeft juist niet gelegd. Maar dat beest had hexproof. Dat is wel spannend.
So, when Jelle stamina'd the hostage taker and it returned to play, he took out the spontaneous artist, and he couldn't because the blossoming defense had already resolved and it had hexproof.
Maar dus in die combat met die twee beesten, die had geen hexproof. En ergens in die combat heb ik dat beest geëxiled. En dat beest had hexproof. Nee. Dat gaat pas wanneer. Dat is volgende damage. Volgende voor strike damage. Dus voor strike damage. Volgende strike damage. Dat beest had.
Yeah. So,
Dat is wel in haar beurt. Die cast, dus ik speel die cast, ja. Ik kan niet meer uit.
no. Okay, so since too many things have happened in the meantime, Floris decided not to fix it or back it up, which I completely agree with.
Yeah, basically too much time had passed. We'd have to back up several turns, reveal hidden information. It's always very awkward. So yeah, it sucks. But ultimately, both players have responsibility to pay attention to what's going on.
Correct.
He taught me well.
Okay. So Jelle is on a warpath now,
Yeah.
ready to wrap things up.
Also, I would like to point out this is my very first ever ruling on camera as a judge. So
Very good. There's always time for new firsts.
my very first ruling, do nothing.
It's the bravest one.
Says the man who once backed up 3 turns.
So Jelle reloads with double Sun Scourge. Champion has hit 30 life already. Anouk does get Bristling Hydra to get Runas online, but at this point that doesn't really do anything. She's attacking and Jelle goes, "You do realize you're on 7, right?"
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not much.
How many bomb spells would you need to make that lethal?
Well, he has his own ability, so 0. If you have
There you
infinite
go,
mana.
right?
No,
Is there an infinite mana combo in Gentry?
obviously not. There was. I used to play that.
Yeah, that's true. It took like 10 cards or something.
No, 2 cards, 3 cards. You had to enchant a land twice with the enchantment that gave it 2 extra mana,
Yeah.
and then there was a creature you could tap to untap a land, and then you had an enchantment that for 4 mana untapped a creature. So 3 cards, of one of which you needed twice.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
the match has ended with a
the writing
2-0 for Jelle.
is on the wall. The
And
tiara
gets
transfers
passed
again.
Yeah.
And we will be back for the next round in probably 15 minutes or so. So,
I think so.
yep, we'll give you some